Hello, students. So welcome to our last chapter that we cover in this course, and that's religion, chapter 15. So religion is extremely important in sociology because it has such an effect on people's behavior. So one of the first things we're going to be studying are the classifications of religion. For example, you have animism, polytheism, monotheism, and atheism, which means a non-belief in the spirit world. So you're going to be looking at the major world religions, including Hinduism, which is the oldest religion, Christianity, the largest at this time, Islam, Confucianism, Buddhism, and a few others. So what you need to know about these religions, first of all, are their location, possibly where they came from, but most importantly, their guiding principles, what their beliefs are. So you'll notice as we go through these that Christianity, Islam, and Judaism are very similar because they have the same root, which is Judaism. So that's kind of interesting. You'll also learn how the main sociological theories analyze religion. So, for example, Marx, I guess, is the best known critic of religion because he looked at religion and saw that religion was a way of keeping the masses docile while those in power took advantage of them. He would look at differences in wealth between religion, religious leaders, and the people that follow them. He especially critiqued Roman Catholicism, where he looked at Rome as having a lot of gold and wealth and land and property, and the masses of people were very poor. So he, of course, saw this as vast inequality and thought that the poor were being taken advantage of. Durkheim, on the other hand, looked at religion in a very different way. Even though Durkheim himself was not a religious person, he was born Jewish, but later on in life wasn't very religious. Some people even say he was an atheist. But Durkheim saw the value in religion. He saw it as a necessary societal institution that really held societies together and provided comfort for societies that, especially after the Industrial Revolution, where we see a rise in anxiety, a rise in poverty. So he saw religion as a way of comforting people in times of, to manage life's hard times. Now, the symbolic interactionist looks at religion in an entirely different way. The symbolic interactionist will look at religion not so much about the inequality, although they can see this, but their focus is on the ritualistic behaviors of people in religious institutions and the symbols and the ritual displays. So they look at how people find meaning in these symbols and how that affects their behavior. So I think the last topic that we'll be looking at in this chapter is the kind of modern religion. And this includes these mega churches that have thousands and thousands of members. They use a lot of technology. They appeal to mostly white conservative constituents. And then the other modern religious phenomenon is secularization, where a lot of people are actually moving away from religion. So I hope you enjoy this chapter. It's our last chapter. We're getting ready for our final exam. So at the end of the exam, or at the end of this lesson or this unit, you'll need to start studying, reviewing for your final exam. And that will, of course, cover all the chapters that you've had. Now, let's see if I can remember all the chapters. That would be chapters 1 and 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12, 14, and 15. So make sure that you cover all the main concepts, especially the vocabulary for those chapters. One of the most important things that we have talked about throughout this course are the main sociological theories. That would be symbolic interactionism, functionalism, also called structural functionalism, and conflict theory. You've also read a little bit about feminist theory. That's another theory that you need to know a little about. Feminist theory kind of follows Marx's critique. For example, feminist theory would critique religion as being unequal as far as men and women are concerned, and they would point out that most religions are led by men, and most religions have rules that favor men because men made the rules. So feminist theory would point that out. So don't leave out that theory, even though we haven't talked about it a lot. It still has a good critique. Okay, so this will be my last video. I hope you've enjoyed them. I've enjoyed making them. And maybe I'll see you in another class.